Okay, so picture this. You're following a spiritual master who is famous for his words. I mean, thousands of hours of talks. And then one day, boom, he just stops. The talking is over. This is the wild story of a silent revolution and the very, very strange meeting that was born from it.
So one day, just like that, after a talk, Osho gets into his car and announces he's done speaking. For his followers, this was an absolute shock. The talks were, the center of their entire world. Was he done for a week, a month? Was this it forever? Nobody had a clue. Everyone was just left in this massive, uncertain gap.
And that really is the central question here, isn't it? What do you do when the very voice you came to hear just disappears? What could possibly come next? Well, what came next was something nobody, and I mean nobody, expected.
After this long, quiet period of total uncertainty, an announcement finally came. There was going to be a new evening meeting. But the rules, they were weird. It felt less like an invitation and more like a command. And honestly, it just made the whole mystery even deeper.
And right away, people pushed back. I mean, get this. Attendance was mandatory. There was this tough woman at the gate, literally taking names if you left early. You had to wear white robes. And the main event? Watching old videos of Osho. You can just imagine people thinking, wait a second, I was in that video. I came here to be with him, not to stare at a screen. But the message from the top was crystal clear. This was now the most important thing happening all day.
So what was all the fuss about? Why force thousands of people to sit and watch old videos? Because here's the secret. It wasn't about the speaker anymore. It was a radical experiment designed to completely flip the script on the listener. And this chart just nails the shift. See, normally when we hear something, our mind immediately kicks into gear. We agree, we disagree, we analyze it. Osho would even say really provocative things about Gandhi, about Mother Teresa, just to trigger that part of your brain. But the instruction here was the total opposite. Listen to it like it's music, or like the wind blowing through the trees. The whole point was to shift from mind to no mind.
So the most crucial point is this. Osho had zero interest in persuading you of anything. He'd say, I don't have a dogma. I don't have a teaching. The controversial stuff was just a device. It was a setup. While your mind was busy getting all worked up about something that really had nothing to do with you, you were missing the entire point. The whole game was to learn how to just be present. Osho had this fantastic analogy for it. Think about when you watch a movie. You get totally lost in the story on the screen, right? The object. But this practice was the exact opposite. You're not there to watch the movie. You're there to watch the moviegoer, which is you. The focus completely shifts from what's happening out there to the witness that's in here.
It's a complete 180-degree flip from how we normally experience the world. Instead of constantly looking out, the entire practice is about turning that awareness back in. It's all about finding the listener, not getting lost in the noise.
And this brings us to what I think is a brilliant way to understand what was really going on here. In a way, Osho was creating a flight simulator, but for your consciousness. A totally safe, controlled environment where you could practice a really, really difficult skill.
I mean, think about it. What's the hardest part of meditation? It's often just doing nothing. We're just not trained for that. So this meeting was this perfectly designed artificial setup where you could learn what it actually feels like to be totally passive, but at the same time, totally present, without all the pressures of the real world. It's a training ground. And this training was meticulously structured. It had 4 very distinct stages, and each one had a very specific job to do. It was designed to guide you through this whole process, from crazy high energy to deep silence, and then all the way back out again.
So what exactly happens inside this flight simulator? Let's break it down.
Okay, stage 1 is just wild, total dancing. And the instruction isn't to just kind of move around. It's to go for broke. Let your body go completely nuts. This is to burn off all that physical restlessness. Then comes that effortless listening part we've been talking about. And after that comes a stage that Osho called one of the most scientific ways to clean your mind: gibberish.
Now, gibberish sounds crazy, but there's a fascinating science to it. Normally, when we get angry or upset, our language center immediately kicks in with justifications and stories. Gibberish breaks that link. You get to express pure emotion, this passionate, totally uninhibited dialogue, but in a language that doesn't exist. It disconnects the feeling from the story, and it just cleans out the mind. After the peak of all this crazy gibberish, a drum beat suddenly hits. That signals the next stage: let go. And the instruction is so simple, so visceral. You are told to fall dead, not to carefully lie down, but to just completely collapse,
like a bag of rice being dropped on the floor.
So why such a dramatic instruction? Because this practice of total letting go, it's a rehearsal. It's training for the ultimate moment of letting go that every single one of us is going to face. So when you look at it that way, learning to do it in meditation isn't just a game. It really is a matter of life and death.
And this brings us to the entire point of the flight simulator. You don't train just to get good at the simulator, right? You train so you can actually fly in the real world.
In the end, the meeting itself is just the beginning. The real meditation, the real challenge, is to carry that feeling of presence, what he called the smell or the taste of it, into your everyday life. Can you be present while you're just cutting a banana? Can you be present while you're walking down the street? That's the real test. And in his own words, Osho made it super clear. He said he wasn't interested in people just listening to him talk. The talks, this whole elaborate structure of the evening meeting, they were all just tools. Tools designed for one single purpose, to give you an effortless doorway into the actual experience of meditation.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We so often think of meditation as this huge struggle, this fight to silence our mind. But what if the key isn't in trying to stop thinking at all? What if the most profound meditation is found in the simple, effortless act of truly listening, not to the words, but to the silence between them? And most